Hey guys, it's Neil again from Harder, Texas Armory, and today I want to do a video talking about 3 new Vostok models that I recently became aware of, and all 3 of these watches really appealed to me, so I wanted to do a video just talking about them, just in case any of you guys weren't aware of these. So the first one we're going to talk about here is their dress watch, which is kind of exciting for me because recently, as in the last 10 years or so, Vostok really hasn't had a dress watch. Now, if you shop vintage watches, Vostok watches, you're gonna find a lot of options out there. Watches that are kind of themed, look similar to a dress watch, but recently there's been no new production dress watches. So this is pretty cool that Vostok is bringing this new line out, and this line is going to be called the Classica, and the model number you can see here is 690. And we'll switch through the different colors. So right here you'll see this is a dark navy blue version, which looks really nice. We'll switch over to the next one here, which is going to be a dark gray, and all of these dials are sunburst dials. You can see this one is the gray sunburst. We'll flip over to the last one here that's currently available, and you can see a nice cool, I don't know what you'd call that color, maybe a aqua green possibly. But really pretty. I like that color. It's not a common green. It's more of a aqua green, I guess you would call it. But let's go back to this first one here, the blue, so we can look at it in a little more detail. So let's quickly just scroll through the pictures, and then we'll look at the specs and, of course, switch over to the next actual watch. So you'll see very clean looking design. Well thought out. You've got the 12, 3, 6, and 9 here, and then the Roman type embassies here. No date window. It has no, it's just a smooth, clean bezel here. You'll notice it has a leather strap that comes with the watch, which is nice. Your crown's got a kind of a neat textured effect to it there. Let's switch over to the next picture here. Here's a close-up look at it, so you can see the hands and how they look. Looks pretty nice. It's this very elegant-looking watch. Let's go to the next one here. Oh yeah, that's something too that's neat. This is going to have a display case back, which is nice, and this is strictly a hand wind, so you're not going to have the rotor blocking your view into the movement. Not that Vostoks are the most elegant or beautiful of watch movements, but it is cool that you're able to see pretty much all of the watch in action. If you wanted to, you can actually look into the watch and watch it tick away, which to me, I always like that. Again, this is a hand wind only watch. It has some nice engraving around that display case back. I like how they did that. That's really cool looking. And you'll notice that this is a traditional screw down case back, which is kind of strange for Vostok, and we'll talk about that more in just a second too when we talk about the specs. Here's a look at the side profile, so you can see you do get a nice sign crown with the B, Vostok B there. You'll notice that the lugs are swept down a little bit, but not a whole lot, but they are swept down, so it should wear nice and flat on your wrist. Looks like it's going to be pretty much all polished, this watch. The surfaces will be all polished. And we're back pretty much here to the beginning. It does come with a mesh shark style mesh strap as well, which is a nice bonus. That's kind of a classy look too, if you wanted to swap that out for instead of the leather. And there's a look at the leather strap in a little more detail, so you can see it is a sign clasp here. And I'm hoping that the leather on this is going to be better than the standard Vostoks. I'm assuming it will be, since this is a new model. It's probably not going to be that same cheap junk leather that some of the other Vostok like Komoderskis would come with. And there's a look at the brown leather strap too, which looks really nice. Okay, so let's look at this watch in a little more detail here, the specs. So your case size is going to be 39 millimeter case diameter, which I think that's an excellent size for a dress watch. I really like that size. 39 or 40 is my favorite for a dress watch. I know some people might prefer larger or smaller, but I think the vast majority of us that 39 is going to wear really nice. In the past, everybody wore smaller dress watches, but the 38, 39, and 40 are pretty much the most popular right now. So I think being 39, being right in that middle point right there, that was a wise decision from Vostok. So I really like that they went with that. Here's that case thickness of 11 millimeters, so it's going to wear thin, which is great. Again, this is a manual wound watch only, so they don't have to worry about having that additional rotor in there to make a thicker case. So it's going to wear really nice on the wrist. It's going to fit under your dress shirts or anything like that, no problem at all. Now your lug to lug, you're looking at 46 millimeter lug to lug. That's an excellent dimension there too, so it's nice and short. So even if you have really small wrists, you should be able to wear this watch. It's not going to look too big because the lug to lug there it's a short dimension. It's not going to overhang your wrist, even if you have a small one. This is just talking about, of course, we know the blue. We saw the color. Stainless steel case, which we knew. See-through display back. There's your sunburst dial. Now here's something that's interesting here. This is going to come with a mineral glass, double dome mineral glass, so not your acrylic. So this is a kind of a new step here for Vostok. They're running with a mineral glass crystal. So I think that's a wise decision. Having the AMPHIBIA and the Commaderski designs, you really can't put a sapphire or mineral glass in there because of the nature of the design. That acrylic is designed with that watch for a reason. It actually flexes and creates a better seal as you get more water pressure applied to it. Well, this is a dress watch. It only has 50 meters of water resistance. There's really no point in running that acrylic because you don't have to worry about that design characteristic with this. So I think it's nice that they went with a standard mineral glass. Now, I would have preferred sapphire, but mineral glass is going to hold up fine. This is a dress watch. Hopefully you're not going to be beating it around too much, so that mineral should hold up pretty good as long as you're careful. Again, your water resistance is 50 meters, which is that's pretty standard. That's not bad for a dress style watch. Your strap width, your lug to lug, is 20 millimeters. That's a nice size there. Here's your caliber, your movement. So that's 2409. That's a very common Vostok movement. It's a very rugged movement. It's been around for decades. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just a great workhorse movement. Again, this is no automatic winding. It's manual wound only. 17 joules. Has a 38-hour power reserve, and they're claiming 10 years of service life, which is really good too. So pretty exciting. I'm liking this watch. I may decide to pick one up. The only negative I'll have to say is the price. They're pricing it at $160, which that's not crazy high for a dress watch, obviously, guys, but for a Vostok it is. I would have preferred this to be right around $99 mark. I think it would have been a lot more appealing, but at $160, it still, I think, offers a good value. If you're a big Vostok watch fan and you've been wanting, a dress watch and you just like Vostoks like I do, the $160 is not a crazy amount, but I do wish it was a little cheaper. And that's really the only negative that I see with this watch. But anyway, so that's a look at this Vostok Classica new model for late 2017. Something you should definitely check out if you haven't already. All right, let's switch over to the next watch, which is going to be this one here, which is going to be a special edition of the 120. So let's look at this in a little more detail. So again, this is a AMPHIBIA. This is an SE, so a special edition. And the case type is the 120, which the 120 has been around for a while. But what's new about this one is they've moved the crown to the opposite side, which is kind of unique. And they also got rid of the seconds hand, and you've got a second subdial here, which is kind of cool. So let's look at this in a little more detail. So let's bring up the pictures. So it's got a real nice, clean design. You just got the numbers on the dial here, 1 through 12. You've got the standard Vostok handset here, but you do have that sub dial for your seconds, which is kind of unique. It does have a stainless steel bezel, which is nice. Nice and clean, and it's got the upgraded texture on that, which is a nice little upgrade too. And again, of course, the crown on the opposite side, which is the most unique feature of this watch. So let's scroll through. Here's your size. So you're looking at a 41 diameter, case diameter, 46 lug to lug, and 18 millimeter lug width. So these are all nice dimensions. It's a nice size watch. Here's a look at your case back. So you do get the classic AMPHIBIA Scuba Guy case back with this one, which is a nice touch. A little upgrade over the standard case back that you get on most Amphibias, where it's just the Cyrillic text AMPHIBIA written on the back. I do like having that scuba dude on there. That's cool. There we go. So that's all the pictures they have, just 3 pictures. You should be seeing a video also of someone having this watch on the wrist. It's not me, it's just Marinome video. They have some good ones on YouTube of all their watches. They try to put YouTube videos, so you should be seeing that right now, so you can see it in on someone's wrist. But other than those unique changes here, there's really not much difference between this and the standard 120. But you know, this is $99. It's not crazy expensive, and it's definitely unique having that crown on the opposite side, and then having the sub dial here, which is a nice touch. Everything else is going to be standard AMPHIBIA. You know, your 200-meter water resistance. You've got the acrylic crystal, full stainless steel case. You know, all that stuff is going to be standard AMPHIBIA. So that's a look at this new 120 SE from Vostok. Pretty cool looking watch. And we'll switch over to the final one for today, which is going to be another special edition. This is going to be a 710 SE, and this one's really cool. Look at this guy. Guys, there's 2 models. There's this one with the silicone strap, and then the, let me refresh this, sorry, with the stainless steel bracelet. So let's go to first start here with the blue silicone strap version. And let's go right off the bat, jump in the pictures so you can see what's so special about this one. You might have already seen it. It's going to be the dial. So you've got the awesome 710 case style. You've got the upgraded bezel here, which is a nice touch. But the thing that makes this cool is the fully lume dial. Look at that. Oh, wow. It's a lume overload from Vostok. I've seen some pictures of this too, people that actually own this watch, and the lume looks to be quite spectacular. So really cool, because you know, anybody that has Vostoks, they know that the lume is kind of always the weak point on the watch. Now recently, they seem to be getting better lume being applied. I don't know what, maybe they got a new formula, or they're just adding more of the lume to the watches. But if this watch here with this fully lumed dial is anything like the previous, you know, new production stuff where it's the lume was improved just on the dots and the embassies, this thing could be quite spectacular. So that's really cool that you can get a fully lumed dial now. I like that a lot. Let's continue scrolling through. You'll also get the Scuba Dude case back, with just like the other SE, which is a nice touch. You get a signed crown. That's really nice. Here's more detailed look at that bezel. Looks like you're going to have really nice grip with that texture on there. Look at that distorted effect there on that dome acrylic. Gotta love that. That's just a classic trait of Vostok's. And again, here's a look at the dial. So it kind of looks cream colored in normal light conditions when it's bright out. And of course, it's just a 710, so your dimensions are going to be, you know, standard 710 dimensions. 41 case diameter, 45 lug to lug, 22 millimeter case or lug width, excuse me, for your straps. Just a classic, one of my favorite case designs. In fact, it is my favorite case design that Vostok has ever come out with. I love the 710s. And it does come with some other strap options, so you can get a NATO strap too. You can see different color choices here if you wanted to. So there's a look at that one, and let's swap over to the stainless steel bracelet version and quickly scroll through that. There's a look at that. Looks really nice. And again, I don't know if the bracelet's going to be, and there's a look at the box it comes with if you're interested. So a little bit upgraded box compared to most Vostoks. But again, signed crown is a nice touch. Okay, so there we go. So yeah, this is another new watch that definitely caught my eye. I'd really like to pick up one of these SE 710s just because I love the 710 watch so much. I think it'd be cool having one with a fully loomed dial. I love that. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Maybe you found something interesting that you might want to purchase for yourself. If you have any questions or comments on any of these, just leave them down below. I'll do my best to answer them. Or if you just have a comment or something like that, just leave it down. Let me know. Once again, this is Neil at Heart of Texas Armory. Y'all guys take care.